The following is a special presentation of Big Polly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest installment of the Hometown Football League, game number 80. Our last game in Week 16, it's going to be Minnesota traveling to Big D to take on the Dallas Cowboys. But first, we'll go through some other games that took place this week that we did not get able to televise. We're going to start off with Green Bay and Washington. We're going to go through 11 games. Green Bay and Washington. Washington's trying to move to 13-3. They have already clinched a playoff spot, and they do not do it. Green Bay winning at on the road 27-6 against the Washington Commanders. And a surprising, by the way, we're in a new location inside the house. You're going to hear the air conditioner turn on every now and then. So nothing I can do about it. And it keeps me cool. So if you hear if you hear a whooshing sound, that's the AC coming on. Rodgers, the MVP, and he threw two touchdown passes. Lou Brock with a 7-yard touchdown run. No, not that Lou Brock. And team stats. So now New York could catch up to Washington and perhaps win the division with 2 games to play. And here are your player stats. It was Rodgers 14-23, 162, 2 touchdowns. Leading rusher was Larry Brown of Washington with 15 carries and 79 yards. Also had the most catches with 9. But it was Charlie Taylor of Washington with the most catches with 88, most yardage with 88, and your leading tackler. So all those stats you would think Washington would have won the game, but not to be. Matthews, 10 tackles for Green Bay. Rodgers, the MVP, a 41-degree day at FedEx Field, but it's Green Bay winning handily 27-6. So New York can now tie Washington with a win. But first, we're going to look at another team that has been struggling, and that has been San Francisco playing on the road against Jacksonville. And your winner there was San Francisco 29-23. They did not go to overtime with a 6-point margin. You never know. And it was Steve Young picking up the MVP honors. They outgained the Green Bay 416, 260. It wasn't Green Bay, it was Jacksonville. 416, 262. Player stats. Young had the better throwing game with 25 for 37, 256. Gore with 111 yards on 14 carries. We had 2 players with 8 grabs, both playing for San Francisco, Wilson and Kittle. Kittle had 122 yards, led everybody. And your leading tackler was Willis for the Gold Raiders with 10. So San Francisco is now 12-4. They'll be a game ahead of Kansas City and 2 ahead of Denver. Well, actually, Denver we have yet to go through, so they could be up a game on Denver. They could be up 2 on Denver. We'll just have to wait and see as we go through these games. Denver and Carolina. Speaking of Denver, and it was very nice for the schedule makers to put them up here. 28-9 Carolina stunning the Denver Broncos, with Cam Newton taking the MVP honor. Newton threw a 48-yard pass to Muhammad, a 54-yard pass to Smith. Your team stats were about even. Best passer was Cam Newton, outshining Peyton Manning, 17-27, 279. And that's no touchdowns, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns. Leading rusher was Williams of Carolina, D'Angelo Williams, 105 yards on 23 carries. Brandon Marshall had the most catches and the most yards, 9 for 123. But Smith had a 5 catch day, 104 yards. Muhammad a 5 catch day for 110. So we had 3 receivers go over 100 yards on the day. And it was Gamble with the most tackles with 10. Carolina still out. They cannot make the playoffs at 5-11. The best they could do is 7-11. We'll go through the fact that on Monday we had Pittsburgh over Detroit 21-0. And we will get to Houston and New England. New England on the outside looking in. They need a big win. And they get a 26-23 win against the Houston Oilers. They are the Oilers in the HTFL. MVP, Wes Welker and his orchestra. Bledsoe threw a couple TDs, so did Schaub. Your team stats here. 66 plays for New England, 61 for Houston. Leading passer was Bledsoe, 21 for 42, 280, 2 touchdowns. Leading rusher, Billy Cannon for a change, 6 for 54. Hopkins had the most, he did not have the most catches. Wes Welker did. He had 9 for 136, Welker. Hopkins had 8 for 137 in the Houston-New England game. And it was Ryans of Houston with the most tackles, 9 on a cold day at Boxborough, 34 degrees and a strong wind out of 15 to 25 mile per hour. So New England improving to 8-8, and it's 26-23. I figured the key would be to watch the 8-7 team, see where that cut line is, because anybody 3 behind would be eliminated from the playoffs. Anybody 3 ahead or more would clinch a playoff spot. So that takes us to Indianapolis and Baltimore. Your winner was Baltimore, 28-9, with Flacco throwing 4 touchdown passes. He was player of the game. Your team stats, 390 for Baltimore, 261 for Indy. And we'll go through the player stats of note. Flacco, 19 of 30, 234, 4 touchdowns, a 126.9 game rating. Lewis, 10 carries, 90 yards. Jamal Lewis. Most catches was Berry, 6. And anybody had more than 58? No, so Berry also had was the highest in terms of receiving yardage. Brackett for 10 tackles for Indianapolis. Indianapolis is going to get a very high draft pick for season 3 as they lose to the Colts 28-9. So now Cleveland, with a win over New Orleans, could have the best record all to their lonesome in the HTFL, and they'll be leading by a game over Chicago. And it was to be 27-14. So Cleveland could wind up being the number 1 seed come playoff time. If they can win out, they'll have to win out. They cannot be in a tie with Chicago where they would lose the division title. So on this score, at the Dome in New Orleans, it was Milt Plum, who I guess is going to be filling in the rest of the season for Automatic Otto Graham, who threw for 2 touchdowns. The team stats, you see it there. And here are your player stats coming at you. Plum, who was one of the most accurate quarterbacks of the early 60s when he succeeded Otto Graham, more or less. 23 for 41, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leading rusher was, of course, Jim Brown, 13 for 73. Marion Motley had a 6-carry, 17-yard effort, if you must know. Mitchell, 7 catches, 106 yards, and that led everybody in terms of yardage and of catches. And your leading tackler was Knight and Lattimore, each with 7 tackles for New Orleans, who now falls to 7-9. And they could be on the outside looking in when it comes to playoffs. They made the playoffs last year, but they'll have to win and hope for help to make it this year. So again, the final there was 27-14. If you saw the Tuesday game between Kansas City and Tampa Bay, my apologies. Kansas City just absolutely flummoxed the Buccaneers all day with a 51-0 win. So that's good for Kansas City. They go to 11-5. Tampa Bay could miss out on the playoffs after being strong contenders most of the year. They are 9-7. Remember, I think 10-8 is going to be the record to make the playoffs, but we will see about that. Two teams on the outside looking in: Buffalo and St. Louis. And your winner was Buffalo, 27-17. So Buffalo and O.J. Simpson took the player of the game honors, 2 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown catches. 27-3. St. Louis made it a game late. And there's your yardage totals: 396 for St. Louis, 387 for Buffalo. Player stats, we'll go through that. Taylor was the quarterback. Tyrod Taylor for Buffalo. 11 of 17, 118, 1 touchdown. OJ, 21, 120 yards. And we had Falk out of the backfield for the St. Louis Maroons with 10 catches and 60 yards. And let's see here. St. Louis just missed last year. They're going to miss by a little wider margin this season, season 2. Bennett, 11 tackles for Buffalo. So Buffalo goes to 7-9. They have to win out and hope for help with a 27-17 win. New York and Tennessee is our next stop. Tennessee 1-14. They almost got a lock on the number 1 pick. They're 1-15 now after the loss. 34-13. Yeah, they lose one more. They will be guaranteed the first round pick. The top pick of the draft. Beg your pardon, folks. I'm going to have to cough for a moment. So let's go through what happened with this game. And it was Charlie Connerly who has been filling in for Y.A. Tittle as of late, who was the MVP. Your team stats: 419, 274 for New York. And they were pretty much in control most of the way through. Not defensively. We'll get to the defensive part. I was going to say the best passer was Connerly, 19 for 33, 3 touchdowns, 114.3, a 269-yard day. Johnson for Tennessee actually had a good game, 17 carries, 143 yards. Tiki was 21 for 95. Leading pass catcher Odell Beckham Jr., 7 catches, 102 yards. And the leading tackler was Tulloch of Tennessee with 9. So 34-13. New York to 12-4. And we'll figure out later who would get the nod on the tiebreakers. And Tennessee falling to 1-15. Their 16th loss right now would ensure them having the top pick in the season 3 draft. And but we won't start season 3 until the start of 2023, Lord willing, and if I am still around. Cincinnati, Arizona. Whoops. I don't want to play a full-length game. I'm going to show the highlights. And here it was Arizona shocking everybody with a 30-10 win over Cincinnati, who needed to win to stay in playoff competition. Emmitt Smith, the MVP. He scored 2 late touchdowns, 1 from 1 yard, 1 from 2. Your team stats: 390 for Arizona, 303 for Cincinnati. And your player stats, we'll start with Kurt Warner having a good game. 25 of 37, 346. Leading rusher was Dillon, 15 of 51. And let's see what else happened. Fitzgerald for Arizona, 10 catches, 145 yards. So just like the podcast he's a part of, he decided to say, let's go. And your leading tackler was Parrish for Cincinnati with 10. So Cincinnati now 9-7, and they'll be fighting for playoff position as we go through the remainder of the season. Just 2 more weeks after this game. Cincinnati losing, Seattle nipping Chicago 16-14. Philadelphia and San Diego, kind of a who cares game here. And it's San Diego winning 26-24. So we'll go through this real quick. Rivers was the MVP. Kading hit a 50-yarder midway through the fourth for the win. Your team stats. Pause the screen if you want to see a little more. Okay, so Rivers just barely had the better passing day, 14 of 34 for 206. Tomlinson, 22 carries for 95 yards. Leading pass catcher was Gates, 5 for 107, also had the most yardage than anybody. And the leading tackler was Maxie Bond for Philly with 7. So San Diego, 26-24. Our last stop, Miami and Los Angeles. If Miami wins, Dallas could only stay even with Miami. If Miami loses, Dallas could retake the lead in the South Division. Put it to you better that way. And look at that, Los Angeles rolling Miami. So an open door for Dallas tonight. Score here was 40-14. Ouch. MVP Jim Everett. So LA, who made the playoffs last year, finally showing some of that season 1 poise. They started out with a 27-0 lead. And Miami finally getting a score a little more than midway through the third. And LA perfect in the red zone. 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. 457 yards. Quite a day here for LA, but it's going to come too late. They've already been eliminated from the playoffs. 19 for 32 went Jim Everett, 291. Marino really struggling. 23 of 45, 341 through 3 picks. McCutcheon, 17 carries, 83 yards. Christensen, 8 carries, 112. And your leading tackler in this last recap was Cromwell of the Rams with 8. So we will quickly take a look at the standings, and then we will get to our Minnesota-Dallas game. Cleveland's leading everybody right now at 13-3. Washington and San Francisco. In fact, I probably need to X out of this and have the big board updated here. You got San Francisco and Washington right now battling it out for. Well, actually, is it Washington that's leading the division, or is it New York? We should see. And they have already played each other twice. And it was Washington winning both games. So Washington owns the tiebreaker right now, which would be head-to-head. So it's San Francisco and Washington. Washington is plus 94, and San Diego is plus 91, it looks like. And Washington is plus 94. So Washington would be 2, San Francisco would be 3, either Dallas and Miami would be 4. New York and Chicago are now 12-4. And then you have Kansas City 11-5. You got a whole bunch of teams right now at 10 wins. Well, a few teams actually. Minnesota could get their 11th. Miami is at 10. Denver is at 10. So let's see. We have teams with more than 10 wins right now. We have 2, 5, 7, 10. So now you look at the teams with 9 wins, which are Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and Las Vegas. So the cut line right now is 9 and 7, meaning teams with 6 wins or less have now been eliminated, and the teams with 12 wins or more have now clinched a playoff spot, which means New York has clinched a playoff spot now. And that's the way it'll be going into week 17. Before we get to our game, let me just cue ahead and pick out our games for next week. In the East, we have Buffalo and New England, Philadelphia and Washington, Pittsburgh and New York, which we had last week. And our fourth game would be who and who? Wouldn't be Jacksonville, Miami. What would be the fourth game here? Oh, it would be Carolina, Baltimore. So that's 14, 22, 16. We will do Pittsburgh and New York on Monday. Then we have our northern games, Chicago and Indianapolis. We only have 3 to choose from because we already got Cleveland and Minnesota for Monday night. Detroit, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Green Bay. So that's 15, 13. Ooh. Well, we did Chicago, Indianapolis. Yeah, this is kind of sucky. We're gonna take Detroit and St. Louis. So you got that to look forward to on Tuesday. Tampa Bay and Houston, which was a great game the last time these two teams played. Jacksonville, Miami. Tennessee, Dallas, Atlanta, and New Orleans. So that's 17, that's 16, that's 14, that's 11. We'll do Tampa Bay, Houston Wednesday. The Western games, Seattle, Kansas City. Arizona, San Diego, we're most definitely not doing. It's going to be Denver, San Francisco. So you're going to see a lot of repeat matchups from a few weeks ago. And then a week from tonight, Lord willing, we'll do Cleveland, Minnesota. So that taken care of, we will get you now to our Monday night game on a Friday. Minnesota's not hosting Dallas. They've traveled to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And we're going to take a brief 15-second break and have that for you coming up. You're watching the Big Paulie's World of Sims Sports Channel covering Season 2 of the HTFL. If you like the video you're watching, feel free to use the Amazon link provided. I'll put it in the description down below. Okay, folks, off to our game, Minnesota and Dallas. I'm going to be making a major announcement regarding the channel tomorrow. If you're watching this on the day I'm doing this, 4/22/22, I'm going to be making a major announcement regarding the channel. So I will have that up for you sometime tomorrow, the 23rd of April. So I thank you for your in advance. All right, folks, there you see it. Dante Culpepper getting some late season reps against Roger Staubach, and the coin flip will go Dallas's way. They will defer until the second half. Ishmael back deep for Minnesota. And that's going to be a touchback. Your Minnesota offense is Peterson and Brown at running back. The two Carters, Anthony and Chris. Chris is the 10 and Carter is the 7. Jordan is the tight end. Culpepper at quarter. Zimmerman, McDaniel, Tingelhoff, White, and Yeri are your offensive line. And we'll start with a 1st and 10 for Minnesota at their own 20. And that's no gain for Brown. Defensively for Dallas, it's Jones, Martin, White, and Lilly. The linebackers are Howley, Hedrick, and Ware. And your, pardon me, folks, DBs are Wells, Renfro, Woodson, and Green. 2nd and 10 from the 20. So there, Culpepper was looking for Brown. Ware tipped it. 3rd and 10 coming up from the 20. Brown didn't get to the first down marker. Minnesota will punt. Here's Bob Lee. And that was returned by Martin. 5 yards. The net will be 38. Offensively for Dallas, it's Elliott Garrison at running back. In the base formation, it's Irwin and Burford. Burford was a Dallas Texan, so he's eligible to play for Dallas. Witten is the tight end. And it's Wright, Allen, Frederick, Newton, and Smith. Remember, they don't have Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith got drafted by Arizona, as we were just going through on the preview. Here's Zeke on 1st and 10, and he gained 3 yards. Defensively for Minnesota, we've been saying all season, a very staunch unit. Eller, Dolman, Page, and Randall. Blair, Simeon, and Winston. Bryant, Rhodes, Browner, and Krause. 2nd and 7. Sweep left, Ezekiel Elliott. No gain. Set up 3rd and 7. And we'll go Burford on a medium out. See if that works. And it did. Now he wears 88 and Irvin wears 88, so you got to read the play-by-play accounts to see what happens. 1st and 10 at the 49. There's that AC kicking in again. Working on my my ducks. Off tackle left, Ezekiel Elliott, 1st down. It's a gain of 4. Simeon on the stop. 2nd and 6. Irvin, short hitch. Gain of 10, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 35 of Minnesota. Just getting started. If you have tuned to this point in the video, we're at Cowboy Stadium. It's a Monday night game on a Friday. Medium fly Irvin on 1st and 10. And he's got another catch. Did well against Miami. And they had Irvin double covered. Staubach has started 3 for 3, 37 yards. We'll go trap right Elliott. Gain of 7 on the play. Second and 3. Play action medium, hitch to Chris Burford, and he's got a score. Extra point try is going to be good for Bailey. It's 7-0. Ishmael back deep for Minnesota. And here is the 1st down play for Culpepper and the Vikings, who now trail by 7. Incomplete. As I was saying in the recap, if Dallas wins, they are back atop the South Division. So it's 7-0, Dallas leading. 7:45 left to go in the 1st quarter. Culpepper's throw incomplete. He started 1 for 4, 7 yards. And that is Culpepper throwing another incompletion. 4th and 10 from the 20. And Martin returned that 9 yards. The punt went 42, so the net will be 33. 1st and 10 from the 47. All right, let's cheer up a little bit. Elliott on the inside. Gain of 2 yards. Dolman on the tackle. And let's see here. Bryant comes in when they go to 3 wide. And we'll go to him here on a medium hitch. That is incomplete. And we have a possible catch by Bryant. 75% chance of an overturn, so I'll take it.
Upon further review, the ball was secured before it hit the ground. The pass is complete. No timeout will be charged.
Okay, there you go. 1st and 10 at the 42. Staubach is now 5 for 5, 60 yards. Cross to Irvin. That is incomplete. 2nd and 10, the ball at the 42. Screen to Elliott. That is incomplete. To set up 3rd and 10. Witten. Medium cross. That is a catch and a 1st down. Gain of 15, tackled by Kraus. 1st and 10 at the 27. We'll run on the inside with Ezekiel Elliott. Haven't gotten Garrison a touch. Maybe we should try that one of these days. Gain of 3. Winston on the stop. In fact, we'll go to Garrison here on 2nd and 7 from the Viking 24. That's a gain of 2. 3rd and 5. Witten on the short hitch. And that is a gain of 12. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10. I'll tackle left Elliott. And Elliott will gain 2 yards. 2nd and goal from the 8. How about we try Witten on a short crossing route? Incomplete. 3rd and goal, ball at the 8-yard line. We're going to go Frank Clark on a slant. Old-time Dallas Cowboy. That is incomplete, so 4th and goal. They'll bring Bailey on, try one from 25. It's good, and Dallas leads 10-0. 2:33 left to go, opening quarter. Ishmael back deep for Minnesota. And it'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20 with 2:33 to go. A gain of 2 yards. Hedrick on the stop. 2nd and 8. And that is going to be an injury to Yeri, the right tackle. His return will be probable. They'll bring in Alderman, Grady Alderman out of Detroit Mercy to replace him. We have probably mentioned his name before. 3rd and 3 yards. Culpepper off to a bad start. 1 for 5, 7 yards. But he completes that pass to Bill Brown for a gain of 11. Against St. Louis last week, he threw for 307 yards. So he's filling in very capably for Francis Tarkenton. One of these quirks about Action PC football is that you don't have to set up season usage penalty because the game applies them somehow, some way. I did not set a season usage penalty, But the game, when certain players from eras where they would play 14 games a season or 12, and all of a sudden you start seeing these other quarterbacks playing, well, there you go. First and 10 from the 38. They say 2022 will not have
Grabbing the
that.
face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
So they get Harvey Martin for a face mask call. That's 15 big yards, moving Minnesota across the 50 for the first time today. They're at the 47 of Dallas. And that is going to be a little dump off to Bill Brown. A gain of 4. 36 seconds left to go. Will they get another playoff? No, they will not before the end of the first quarter. Your score right now, Minnesota trailing 10 to nothing. And hang on, folks, I got another cough to negotiate. For Minnesota, 10 plays, 29 yards. If you wonder why I get choked up from time to time, it's because I have to cough all the damn time. 10 plays, 29 yards, 7 passes. For Dallas, 19 plays, 110 yards, 11 passes. Minnesota still with the ball at the Dallas 43 on a 2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. 3rd down and 6 at the 43. Yeah, see? And that is Carter making the catch. I believe that was Anthony. Anthony wears 81. 1st and 10 at the 25. They're not just a wide receiving tandem, but they're a law firm. 1st and 10 at the 25. Little joke there, folks. Looking for Brown, incomplete. And Culpepper now 4 for 10 for 40 yards, but still Minnesota driving down the field. 8th play of this drive, 3:32. And Brown, a gain of 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the 14. 13:44 left. That is short by a few inches. Adrian Peterson, who saw his first carry of the day for 10 yards. They wait till the second quarter to use them. Don't ask me why. 2nd and inches from the Dallas 4. Incomplete. 3rd and inches. Brown has a touchdown. Bill Brown out of Illinois cuts it to a 10-6 score. Extra point. Good by Walsh. And the score is 10-7 with 12:08 left in the half. And it's Marsh, Renfro, and Ishmael back deep. And it's going to be down for a touchback. We'll go to Elliott. Wish you all well this April 22nd, 2022. Sweep right. 1st and 10. And that is a gain of 7 yards. Second and 3, and I think I'm going to go deep here. We're going to go bomb fly to Michael Irvin. Incomplete. 3rd and 3, in case I didn't already mention that Dallas is in the dark squares and Minnesota is in white. Usually it's the other way around. Usually Dallas would be in white and Minnesota would be in purple, but it's just the way they do it, and sometimes on Action PC. Trap right. I probably could have changed it. Gain of 4 for Elliott. Elliott is now at 9 carries and 32 yards. 1st and 10 at the 31. Hitch to Burford. Incomplete. We'll go to screen to Elliott on 2nd and 10. That is also incomplete. 3rd and 10. We'll go hitch to Jason Witten. That's a gain of 14. And that's going to set up a 1st and 10. Dallas still on their own side of the field at the 45. Back to Walt Garrison. on an off-tackle left run. And we have Minnesota calling timeout. They've been kind of rattled on defense, with Dallas picking up 135 yards to their 72. And we're going to pitch it to Zeke. First and 10 at the 45 still. That did not change. That is no gain. Second and 10. The ball at the 45. And we'll go to Bryant again. And did Bryant get the first? He did. Gain of 10 for a first down. Elliott on an inside run. And Minnesota calling time. So they're down to one timeout left with 8:48 left in the half. Oof. Slant to Burford. And that is complete. Burford's having a good game. Smith, one of the members of the line, he has been injured. He will be back in a few plays. Neely comes in. Ralph Neely out of Oklahoma. First and 10 from the 30. Irvin, the intended receiver here on a medium pass. Marker, and that's usually...
Pass interference, defense.
You got it.
Number 29, automatic, first down.
First and 10 at the 17. Trap left, Ezekiel Elliott. 12th rush of the day for Dallas. That's a gain of 5. And Elliott has 11 of them. We'll go Garrison on a dive on 2nd and 5 from the 12. And he stood up, lost a yard there. Randall making the tackle. 7:34 left until the half. 3rd and 6 from the 13. Hitch to Burford, since Burford's been the hot hand here. Little dump to Elliott. Elliott will get the first down. Hey, whatever works, right? First and goal from the 5. We'll run on the inside and go to Elliott. Elliott will gain 2 yards. Second and goal from the 3. Trap right Garrison. And that's going to just get him back to the line, and that is it. 3rd and goal. Ball at the 3. Burford can also play tight end. But let's see here. Probably the best play on the board is a trap right to Elliott. And Elliott will score. Touchdown, Dallas. And that makes the score 16-0. 16-7, I beg your pardon. Extra point, good by Bailey. It's 17-7. I forgot about Minnesota's score when Culpepper threw a 4-yarder to Brown. My apologies. 4:44 left to go in a half. Ishmael back deep for Minnesota. And that's going to be a touchback again. Staubach is now 11 out of 18, 134, 1 touchdown. Culpepper 6 for 13, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Loss of a yard. Ware drilling Peterson down. 2nd and 11 at the 19. Gain of 10 yards. As that was a hitch to Jordan. And Green making the tackle. 3rd and a yard. Ball to 29. That is a catch for Carter. Chris Carter, I do declare. That's his first catch of the day. Anthony Carter also has had a catch. 1st and 10 at the 39. 3:05 now left in the half. And this is no gain. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 39 with 2:35 to go. This is a fumble recovered by Dallas, we think. Nope, it's going to stand. Jordan caught the pass. Green nailed the ball loose, and it was picked up by Too Tall Jones. Returned at 16 yards, and Dallas now with a 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 28-yard line. Irvin, long pass, going his way, incomplete. 2:04 left in the half. Trap left Ezekiel Elliott. That's a gain of 6. 2-minute warning. And the score is 17-7. Dallas with 3 timeouts and Minnesota only uno. Dive with Elliott on 3rd and 4. Gain of 2 yards. 4th and 2. And I'm actually going to run the clock out, kick a field goal. Run the clock down to 1:08. And have Bailey is only 54% to hit a field goal from 37. Let me make sure I have my long snapper in, who is Stepnoski. And okay. Okay. 4th and 2. This is Bailey from 37, which is no gimme apparently, but he hit that one. And your score is 20-7. 1:03 left to go in the opening half. Ishmael, Nelson, and Jones. And that'll be a touchback. Paul Flatley coming in as a 3rd wide receiver on 1st and 10 from the 20. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 20 with 54 seconds to go. This is Bill Brown gaining 5. As Minnesota used their last time out, well, they really can't because they only have 1. 3rd and 5 at the 25. And Peterson trapped for a 1-yard loss. I'll call a timeout, which leaves me 1 with 29 seconds to go. And here's the punt return. A sideline punt, so no return. Punt went 44. Lee knocking it out at the 32. We have 22 seconds left. You know what? I'm just going to take a knee. And that'll do it for the first half. Your score, Dallas 20, Minnesota 7, and I will be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims YouTube channel. Back, folks. Big Paulie coming to you. It's Dallas 20 and Minnesota 7. That's your score right now. Dallas remembered the 3rd to the 2nd half their choice. So it's going to be Marsh, S-H, not C-H, Renfro, and Ishmael back deep. Onside kick, maybe? No. What happened? It went in the end zone for a touchback. Okay, I lost sight of the ball, folks. I apologize. 1st and 10 from the Dallas 20. I thought they might have, with the way the kicking team was moving, they might have tried an onside kick there. Ezekiel Elliott trap left. And he gained another 4 yards. He is at 54 on the day. And we'll go inside to Elliott on 2nd and 6. He will gain 3 more yards. 3rd and 3. We're going to go play action over the middle to Irvin. And that is complete but out of bounds. 4th and 3. And here comes Danny White in to punt. It's been awfully quiet for White. And that's Bryant Bobby Bryant taking the punt, going back 5 yards with it. So that's a 40-yard net on a 45-yard punt. First and 10 for Minnesota at their own 33. Both teams 10 and 5. Looking like 9 and 7 will be the cut line as we go into the last 2 weeks of the season. And stay tuned after this game. We'll have playoff projections for you. I'll have to stop tape and work on it for just a little bit, but we'll get it. Second and 5 at the 38. This is who? Peterson, a 2-yard gain to set up third and 3 from the 40. 12:42 left to go. Incomplete. Fourth and 3, and here comes Bob Lee, Lee, to punt. I think he also had a stint with the Falcons. Punt return safe. We're going to set up. And that is a 2-yard return for Martin, and the punt went 49, so the net will be 47. Forgot to give you the plays and yardage. 28 plays, 107 yards for Minnesota, with a little bit of the third quarter thrown in. 18 of those plays passes for Dallas, 41 for 191, 21 of the 41 rushes. Sweep right Elliott on first and 10 from the 13. That is no gain. Second and 10. Hitch to Irvin. And they're playing short tight, so this might work. Doesn't work. Incomplete. Third and 10 will go Witten on a cross. And that's a rather embarrassing 3 and out for Dallas. Danny White will punt it. He was right on the goal line. And Bryant will take it into Dallas territory. The punt went 39. The return went 2. So it is now first and 10 right on the HTFL logo at midfield. 10:43 left in the third. Incomplete. It's going to be second and 10 from the 50 with 10:40 to go. Of course, we were just at the 50, weren't we? That's an 8-yard gain for, I think that was Anthony Carter. Renfro with the tackle, Men Renfro. And yeah, that was Anthony Carter making the catch. He's now at 2 catches for 26 yards. Third and 2 from the 42. 10:33 left to go. And that is going to be an incomplete pass. Fourth and 2 from the 42. We'll watch for a fake punt. It's got to be coming here, right? Nope. And Bob Lee shoehorns that out at the 10. The punt goes 32. So it's been so far in the third quarter a game for the Music City Rockettes. A lot of 1-2-3 kick going on. Or is it the Radio City Rockettes? Oh, never mind. First and 10 at the 10. The minutia the brain thinks of when you're doing these games. We'll go trap left Elliott. That is a gain of 4. Second and 6. The ball at the 14. And we're going to go Burford. Medium slant on second and 6. That is incomplete. Third and 6 from the 14. And we're going to go to the playmaker, Michael Irvin, on a short slant. He's going to be short of the first down. He needed 1 yard more. He only got 5. And Danny White will punt it away. And we continue to go back and forth with the punting. Oh, not a good punt for Danny White. That did not sound right as it left his foot. Punt only went 24 yards. And Bryant, though, hemmed in, lost the yard, so the net will be 25. But now it's first and 10 Dallas at their own 44. You got 2 good teams here, and the tide might be turning a little bit against Dallas. Screen from Culpepper to Peterson, a gain of 8. That is the first catch for Adrian Peterson today. 2nd and 2 from the 36. And Culpepper finally deciding to run, picking up 9 yards. Emerson Walls making the tackle there. 1st and 10. The ball is at the 27. We have 7:09 left to go in quarter number 3. Incomplete.
Holding. Offense. Number 53. 10-yard penalty.
Singlehoff called for holding. 1st and 20. Ball at 37 with 6:34 to go. Screen to Brown, but no gain. McDaniel, who is the left guard, coming out. He will be out for a few plays. Enter, if you will, David Dixon. It's now a 2nd and 20 from the 37. Culpepper firing deep and finding Adrian Peterson. And he is downed at the 8. The gain was 29 yards. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Culpepper, possible touchdown.
Pass interference.
No.
Defense. Number 20. Automatic. 1st down.
But it's practically a touchdown because they're going to spot the ball at the 1-yard line. We'll see who will get the honor of the kill here, and that is not going to be happening on this play. Peterson tackled by Hedrick. 2nd and goal. Ball at the 1. 5:15. And Minnesota trying to make this at least a little closer. Culpepper in the flat to Chris Carter. And Chris Carter has himself a Minnesota touchdown. 20-13 with your extra point upcoming, which is going to be good by Walsh. And I was joking around last time we did a Vikings game calling it the Blair Walsh Project. Some of you will get that connotation. It's 20-14. We have 4:36 left to go in quarter number 3. And that's going to be a touchback. And Dallas now a 1st and 10 from the 20. They would really like to get something going here. Elliott off tackle, right side. And he will pick up a bunch of yards into the secondary, doing a little zigzagging there. And that's a play for 15 yards before Browner got to him. Is that Joey Browner? I think it is. Yes, it is. Good memory, Polly. 1st and 10 from the 35. Garrison, trap left. And he will gain a couple. So nothing more than what the Cowboys would want. Nothing that they would want more right now than a nice time-consuming drive. Sweep right Elliott on 2nd and 8. And Elliott got back to the line, and that was it. Dolman on the coverage, making the tackle there, and that's going to set up 3rd and 8 from the 37, 3rd and 8. And we'll go Irvin over the middle on a slant, and that's there. Gain of 12. Rhodes on the tackle for Minnesota. Irwin on the day. Irvin, 4 for 41. Of course, he's out of the U, Miami of Florida. Back to the double tight end set. Trap left. And there goes Zeke again. Gain of 15. And it's 1st and 10 from the Minnesota 36. And if they score a touchdown here, you got to wonder if they'll go for 2. Trap left Elliott. That is no gain. 55 seconds left. Screen to Elliott, since we're going to get to a break here in a moment. That is incomplete with 8 seconds left to go. We'll go Garrison. And we'll pitch it left. Minnesota playing way, way back. No gain. End of the quarter. And your score right now is Dallas 20 and the Vikings 14. Minnesota 37 plays, 162 yards, 25 passes. And for Dallas, They have run 55 plays for 244. 29 have been rushes. So 4th and 10 from the 36. They're not going to bring in Bailey to try a long field goal. We'll try a pooch punt with Danny White. And he's hitting short punts when he should be punting deep. And he's kicking the ball into the end zone when he's trying to get it like just in front of the end zone. So not a good day for Danny White. 1st and 10 from the 20. Minnesota now trailing 6. Culpepper going long for Bill Brown, and he's got it. A gain of 48. Longest catch of the year for Brown, and here come the Vikings. 1st and 10 from the 32 with 14:37 to go. This could be a playoff preview for all we know. A gain of 2 yards. Lilly making the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the 30. Incomplete. 3rd and 8, same spot, the 30-yard line. Screen, incomplete, looking for Brown. And on 4th and 8, out comes the field goal unit. A successful hit from 47 makes it a 3-point game, which happens. Walsh from 47. Uh-oh.
10-yard penalty.
You hear the Minnesota fans going crazy, but this is a game in Dallas. So the field goal that would have cut it to 3 is taken off the board. Now Minnesota must punt. They could have kicked, but it would have been a 57-yard try. Bob Lee with the soft shoe puts that out of bounds at the 4. And Minnesota 96 yards. Dallas is 96 yards away. I'm sorry. From a score. Dive, Elliott, 1st and 10. And the animation goes a little crazy. Funny, it did that last edition. And it does it this edition. So maybe they fixed that for 2022. 2nd and 3 from the 11. Stretch play to Elliott. And Elliott will lose a yard. 3rd and 4. Ball at the 10. And we'll look to the sure-handed Jason Witten. But Minnesota playing short tight. We'll go fly to Burford. And that
Personal foul. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Bryant got hammered by Dolman, and that's going to be a free 15. 1st and 10 at the 25 now. 11-12 left in the 4th. Dallas leading by 6. And Elliott will pick up a 100-yard gain for his trouble today. A gain of 9 yards. 2nd and a yard. Elliott, an inside run. 1st down. Ball at the 35. Trap left Walt Garrison. And a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. In fact, Dallas slowing it down. They want to take some more time off the clock. Pitch right, Ezekiel Elliott. And he will pick up 3. He's up to 28 carries, 110 yards on the day. Could get 5 more carries before he gets into usage penalties. And we'll go to Witten on a short crossing route. Instead, it's underneath to Elliott. He will be short by 2 yards of the 1st down. 8:01 to go. So White coming on to punt from the 43. And that is Bryant. An 11-yard return off of a 45-yard punt. 7 minutes, 21 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. It is 20-14. Vikings trailing by a touchdown with a missed extra point. Or 2 field goals. 1st and 10 at the 23. So it's still up for grabs.
Holding. Defense. Number 28. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Woodson called for holding. First and 10 from the 28. Incomplete.
Pass interference, defense.
Of course.
Number 20, automatic, first down.
So they get Renfro for pass interference. First and 10. Ball now moving up to the 44. Screen to Peterson, but incomplete. They have barely used Peterson today. 5 carries, 10 yards, 2 catches for 37. Second and 10 from the 44. Incomplete. Looking for Anthony Carter. Pass might have been caught by
Ruling
Carter.
on the field stands. Incomplete.
And
a
the official
timeout will be
says,
charged.
no soup for you. So that's a challenge and a timeout. So each team has now used their challenge. Third and 10 from the 44. That's a grab for Jordan and a gain of 12 yards. First and 10 at the 44 of Dallas. Gain of 5 for Brown. So now Chuck Foreman and Jake Reed will come into the game. Foreman being 44. And right now you got Carter, Anthony Carter, Chris Carter up top. Jake Reed, 86, and Paul Flatley, 85. Second and 5 at the 39 of Dallas. It's going to be Chuck Foreman out of Miami, and he is loose 20, 10, touchdown Miami. Touchdown Minnesota. I was thinking of Miami University. That's a blooper reel play for you folks, but I keep it in. I don't recreate these. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. So we have a tie game, 20-20, and your point after good by the Blair Walsh Project. It's 21-20, 4:58 left in the fourth. So it's time to step up if you're the Dallas Cowboys. It's Marsh back deep, and that's going to be a touch. First and 10 from the 20. You'll see what Roger the Dodger can do. Over the middle to Des Bryant. He's got it. A gain of 14. Screen, Elliott. First and 10 from the 34. He's got that. Just short of the first. Second and inches. And on second and inches, I'm going to go for La Bamba to Irvin. And Staubach let it go. Incomplete. Third and inches. 3:10 to go. Remember, all Dallas needs is a field goal. Dive with Elliott. Oh, it's there. A 1-yard gain, 29 carries, 111 yards. 3:04. Screen to Elliott. Dallas already more or less good shape. That's an incomplete pass. Staubach, 16-31 for 177 yards. Cross to Irvin on second and 10. That is caught by Irvin. A gain of 9 yards. We'll go to the 2. The 2-minute warning. Be third and a yard. And we're going to give Staubach the ball on a dive. And he got the first, a gain of 2 yards. And we're going to go Burford medium out. Had to change formation. That took some time off the clock. And that's a gain of 6. And now Dallas calls time. Second and 4 right now from the 48. We'll go 4 wide. That brings in Frank Clark. We'll go to him on a medium fly route. Incomplete. Third and 4. Screen to Elliott. And Elliott will have the first down and more. Gain of 13. That kept the drive alive. 1:06. And Dallas right now, a 50-50 chance they could hit a field goal to win the game. They'll go no huddle They'll look to Irvin on the slant. And Irvin loose. A gain of 16 down to the 9. 31 seconds left. And Dallas will call timeout number 2. They have 1 left. And Bailey is only 74% to hit from 26. So we'll try for the score. Irvin has it and has 6. And Dallas retakes the lead. "24 seconds left. Dallas goes for the 2-point conversion. And they're going to go to Ezekiel Elliott. And he will get it. And you never know. Positioning in the wild card race could come down to a single point differential. So 28-21. 24 seconds left, and Bailey will kick at an angle. Taken by Ishmael, immediately tackled. And no, he was stepped out at the 3, but he was immediately curtailed. So Minnesota has to go 97 plays, 97 yards in 15 seconds. Good luck with that. Culpepper will heave it. Incomplete. 1 tick to go in the game. 3-1. Deep zone. Prevent. Culpepper. A lot of time. And that is incomplete because you're not going to throw a 100-yard pass. And your final is 28-21. Dallas, who led comfortably most of the first half. Minnesota chipped away, got a couple of scores, and then Dallas came back with that go-ahead score. Staubach throwing it to Michael Irvin. That was the difference with 24 seconds left. Elliott was your game MVP. 348 yards for Dallas. Perfect in the red zone, albeit with 2 field goals. And it was Staubach actually had the lesser of the 2 days. Culpepper with 17 of 34, 225, 3 touchdowns, and just eked out a ratings win over Staubach. Elliott, 29 carries, 111 yards. We had Brown and Irvin each with 7 catches. It was Brown who had the most yardage of anybody with 85. And your leading tackler was Simeon with 9. So I will be back in just a moment and have the latest playoff projections. It was Dallas over Minnesota, 28-21. So here's how things look at the end of Week 16. The teams with the asterisk are the teams that have already clinched playoff spots that we know about. The cut line right now is Tampa Bay at 9-7. Talk about how far Tampa Bay has fallen. So anybody at 6 wins or less is now out. That would be Carolina, Philadelphia, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Detroit, Green Bay, Indianapolis, Arizona, Seattle, San Diego, and Los Angeles. So that is how many teams? That is 2, 4, 7, 11 teams that are now out. So it's now, we have 21 teams battling out for the remaining 11 slots. And you still got a bunch of teams at 7-9, 8-8, still have a mathematical chance of making the playoffs. They have to win and hope the teams in front of them lose. So that's what it would look like if it were today. We will come back, play Week 17 for you next week. So Cleveland, Washington, San Francisco. By the way, we looked up. Washington did hold a head-to-head victory over San Francisco, so that's why that is the case. Even though Washington is 94 points to the good on point differential, and San Francisco is 91. But regardless of that, the tiebreaker before that, head-to-head, Washington would have the edge. So if they wind up tied, Washington will get the nod over San Francisco. The first round pairings would be Denver hosting Tampa Bay. If this is if it were right now, Miami, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Las Vegas would host Atlanta. And oddly enough, they just played a couple of days ago on this channel. So with that, I will bid you all adieu. Big Polly coming to you, wishing you all Godspeed and God bless. We will do it all again soon. Bye bye for now, everybody.